Well, buying a new car, it can be exciting. It can also be overwhelming. Here to steer us in the right direction, Brian Moody from Autotrader.com. James Bell is head of consumer affairs for General Motors. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on.
No, thanks for being here. I went through this process a year and a half ago, but what are some initial steps consumers should take to get the ball rolling here?
Well, you know, I think one of the big things is people should assess what their needs really are. Like, what kind of car do you really need? Do you need a full-size pickup? Maybe you don't. Do you need maybe a small compact sedan? Figure out what you need first, and you can go from there. Now, of course, James is going to have lots of great Chevrolet suggestions, but a lot of these cars that we're talking about are growing segments, so more and more people are looking for these types of cars, no matter what brand you get.
One of the biggest segments, and you've seen this in traffic on your website, is the small crossover space, embodied in this case by the Chevrolet Trax. This is what's hot right now in the industry because it gives that higher riding position that people like from a crossover, which done in a much more rational, kind of more honest way. Small 4-cylinder engine with turbocharging, so it still has plenty of power, but gives great fuel efficiency. Available all-wheel drive. Makes a lot of sense for a lot of American families who really did need that 7-passenger
And the
seat.
height, the ride height is the thing that people are looking for.
People love that,
small crossovers.
and easy to park. You know, you can take this into an underground parking lot and not have to worry about the top getting scratched off.
That's true.
You know, but listen, American families have been buying mid-size sedans for forever, and now this new Chevrolet Malibu is a perfect example of how this works. I like the sedan idea, maybe as opposed to a crossover, because you've got a trunk that you can put all the things in, and prying eyes are not allowed to see. And today's new modern sedans have massive trunks, as well as connectivity. This thing has built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot technology, so it is a rolling hotspot. And you know what's great? Every Chevrolet is going to have that technology by the end of this year, so it's something we're really proud of. People can stay connected without being afraid of losing their safety while they're not paying attention maybe to the road. Now, if you work for Toyota, you're not very happy with this vehicle. This is the Chevrolet Colorado mid-size truck that's been out for a little over a year now and breaking sales records. I call it the 90% solution because it really does 90% of what people buy a full-size pickup truck for, but does it, again, a more rational, more fuel efficient, easier to drive away.
Just back to that, assessing your needs. Most people, honestly, don't need a full-size pickup unless you're a contractor. So figure out what you need, and maybe a smaller vehicle will work for you. Or maybe it won't, but figure out what you need first, and that's the way to go.
Yeah, and you were talking about the crossover vehicle, and we needed something like that when I was looking for a new car, and I needed something with a third row. So what I did is I went onto the internet, researched all my options, and I think a lot of people are doing that. Any advice on improving our search online?
Well, what you just mentioned is a perfect example of how you can use many websites to search by certain criteria. My wife and I were in the same exact position. We wanted a 3-row SUV with leather seats. Well, that narrows your choices significantly. So you can use the tools online to search by fuel economy, price, features, all of those things. You can narrow your search down to just the car that is right for you.
And you know, we all like doing things online, whether it's banking or travel or whatever the case may be. Let's continue that on and go right into the car buying process. We now at Chevrolet dealers have something called shopclickdrive.com, and this essentially allows you to get virtual access into your local Chevy's showroom, see what vehicles they have available for sale, find the model that best meets your needs, then do the financing to get out the best deal there online from the comfort of your home. And if you're so inclined, you can actually have the vehicle delivered to your house and sign the papers in your driveway. Most people are still picking the car up from the dealership, but again, it's having all that stuff that some people cringe about going to a dealer for, having it all from the comfort of their living room chairs.
Okay, got to ask you guys before I let you go, what's better, buying or leasing? The age-old question.
It just depends on who you are. I mean, if you like to customize your car, don't lease. If you rack up a lot of miles, don't lease.
If you're a road warrior and you put a lot of time in the vehicle, leasing's a bad idea. But if you're like the kind of person like he and I, who like that new car smell and like having the latest technology, then leasing's a great way to do that.
You're not going to get the newest tech in a 10-year-old used car. It's just not going to happen.
So it really is, again, back to Brian's first point, being honest with how you're going to really use that vehicle.
Right.
Yeah. Makes sense. Gents, a website to go to for more information?
Well, you can go to Autotrader.com and read reviews, do research, and shop for cars for sale, of course, and James is going to
Chevrolet.com if you'd like to see more about any of the vehicles we talked about here today.
All right, Brian and James, thanks for the info today.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mary, over to you.
Thank you, Mike.